Today's video about electronics engineering and fun things that I like to do in my spare time. I have a Raspberry Pi 5 connected to a 7-inch IPS screen, and there's a little plug right there that you can plug a battery into with the 2-pin JTS connector. So I took one off of a random battery I had, soldered it to a Type-C cable, and I got the solder on both leads, did all my stuff, wrapped each wire in electrical tape, and then used shrink wrap to fit to make sure it works. I plugged it in to that connector, and then I plugged it in to a very beefy little Anker power bank that can produce 5 volts, 4.6 amps. So it still underpowers the ampage on the Pi 5, which not really a big deal, just lowest peripherals. So then I was like, oh, why aren't you turning on? So I take another cable that I just have lying around, another Type-C cable, and I plug it into the power bank, and I take my multimeter and I measure the current, and I measure the voltage and the current. It only gives me 0.2 volts. 0.2 volts. That's not even 5 volts. So I'm like, okay. So then I take a USB-A plug it into the power bank, and I check the voltage, and it only gives me 2.6, which probably won't even be enough to even turn the system on. So today's blunder of soldering and experiments is just a very fun day. We're doing great.